But Rob, another team we mentioned, is this a must-win for the Bengals? Well, another team that's in dire straits that nobody expected to be are the Buffalo Bills. They're 5-5. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But I think now we both feel that way, that they're not going to make the playoffs. They got a shot. They still got a shot, but their schedule is tough. And they're just not playing good football. And, of course, Rob, after that last loss on Sunday, Stefon Diggs' brother, Trevon Diggs, tweeted out that we got to get 14 out of there. That's his brother, Stefon, of course. And then after sleeping on it, woke up in the morning 12 hours later and doubled down.
Double down.
And tweeted, I'm paraphrasing, but everybody knows, what. Josh Allen, he just said he. I think he called him he or whatever he did.
Right.
Didn't start balling out or didn't really start playing well until Stefon got there. It's true that Josh became better. We talked about that, Rob, on this show when Stefon got there.
We did. We talked about it.
But Stefon got a lot better, too. Stefon never made the Pro Bowl before he played with Josh Allen. He'd been in the year 5 years.
And that's a big thing. You can
right.
poo-poo it all
both
you want.
Of them, right. Yeah, both of them helped each other. They're two great players at, complementary positions, and they helped each other. And that's why it'd be nice if they can stick together, Rob. But Stefon addressed the tweets today, and here's what he said.
I'm not responsible for how other people feel. Anybody in this room, for this matter, a reporter, a player, even my own brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love my brother. And the space that my brother's coming from is my family, you know what I'm saying? So you want to know how he feels, you got to take it up with him. If it was another fan or anybody else that commented on the game, y'all wouldn't have said that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just happened to be that it's my brother. But for me, I'm like, all right, you asking me how my brother feels, you know what I'm saying? You got to ask my brother how he feels about it. I've never really said anything about being unhappy or in the instance of that. So when you're drawing conclusions as to stuff I've never said, that's what kind of troubles me because it kind of creates chaos where I haven't created.
But can I, Stefon?
Go ahead. I know.
All right,
he's being totally naive. All right.
Yeah, that's putting it kindly. No, first of all, it's your brother. It's not just another fan.
Exactly.
If some random woman says I'm ugly, so what? If my wife says it, it's a different story.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, come on, Stefon, please. And then secondly, he says he's upset, I guess, with the media because he's like, I've never said, I'm unhappy here and I want out. And people are drawing these conclusions. That's what makes me upset. Well, if you never, his line of speaking, Rob, if you never said that to Trevon, then you should be upset that he put it out there.
100%.
Right?
That would be the pushback is that, I never said that. I can't believe my brother would even say that because I never said that to him. Chris, end of story.
Right.
I can't believe my brother said that.
And
not
I called
at one
him,
time.
Because you got brothers just like me, Rob.
Right.
And I called him and was like,
said,
dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Right. Like, no. I've never mentioned that to my brother. And for saying that he can't understand why people would draw conclusions when your family, Chris, as you said, people who are close to you, who you let your guard down against, right? Because you expect them to have confidence. You can speak to them in confidence, right?
Right. Absolutely. We all have confidence. And it's not a reach to think your brother, who we all know you're close with, and that's great, that he's your confidant.
Right. And he knows how you really feel. And if anybody does, it's probably your flesh and blood, right? Yep. Absolutely. So, I mean, that's the naivete of it is like, I can't believe you would just take some random person's thoughts and think that they have anything to do with me. No, it's not Rob, some random person. It's your brother.
Is it naivety or is he just playing I can't believe it's naivety.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's just playing dumb.
And look, if my brother, who I am close with, tweeted out something like that about me, and if I said it to him, I would still call and be like, yo,
what are you doing?
You wasn't supposed to put that out there, man. I want you to retract it And I got to deal with it. I'm still on the team. I got to deal with this.
Right.
Right? Like, even if I knew it was right, I'm like, dude, come on, man.
That was
you can't
for you.
put that out there.
That was for your ear.
Right. And if I didn't tell him that, and I never said I want out, I would be like, dude, like, what are you doing? You got to put out a retraction. And I'm going to be asked about this tomorrow, of course. And I'm going to say, I did not tell my brother that. And I talked to him last night. And I told him, you better put that retraction. I mean, we close. That's my brother. I love him. But he was out of line. He was wrong. I've never said I want out of here. Look, we in a tough stretch, but we trying to win. I believe in our team. Like, come on, man. I mean, Rob, we don't know. Rob G, maybe you you heard the whole interview. So jump in if you have something. But Rob, I'm hoping he was asked, well, did you talk to Trevon?
Right.
What'd you tell him? Like you know what I mean? Because I would call my brother that night.
Right. Well, we don't get all the follow-ups because we always ask where the follow-up questions. You know what I mean? That to try to pin somebody down. And it's real easy. And like, Chris, I used to do this all the time. And I used to just ask people yes or no questions. I've talked to you about this before. There's no wiggle room. And then you have to explain yourself. If I say to you, did you ever tell your brother you were unhappy in Buffalo? Yes or no?
Right.
There's no, do you see what I'm saying? There's no wiggle room. And he has to answer it. And then he could go from there to explain, Chris. But that's when you really want somebody. Some people have always said, you don't ask yes or no questions. That's not true. Because you can't wiggle out of a yes or no.
Clarity.
Yes, clarity. Did you ever tell your brother you were unhappy in Buffalo? There's a yes or no. That's all I want. Yes or no. No.
I mean,
okay. Did you talk to your brother since this came out and asked him why he said this when you've never said this to him? Do you see it? Now I'm getting more information from him. That's the way I would handle it.
No, I agree. And I don't, Rob G, did you hear more of the interview? Do you know if those questions were posed to Stefon Diggs? I don't know if Rob might have maybe
Rob G's on a break
bathroom or something.
TMI, Chris. We don't need to know he's on a bathroom break.
No, I don't know. I'm just.
I mean, there's only so many places. A sandwich?
So many people. Well, that's believable. Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
He might have went a sandwich. Probably went to get a triple-decker burger and some fries and a Coke across the street.
Or he went to get a manwich. You remember those used to be? Remember that?
Sloppy Joe's.
Right, Sloppy Joe's.
When's the last time you had a Sloppy Joe? I haven't had a Sloppy Joe in, gosh. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Sloppy Joes were good as a kid. Absolutely. They were. But they were called, not a meal, they were a manwich. Not a sandwich, a manwich.
But Rob, from Stefon's comments, I tend to, like, he did not dispel any thought that his brother's right, like that his brother, that those are Stefon's actual feelings, you know. And look, and the behavior, and I get it. Receivers have, for whatever reason, Rob, nowadays, and really the last few decades, they've been volatile, right? Michael Irvin, Randy Moss, so, you know, a lot of, you know, diva receivers, they call them, Ocho Cinco, all that. So he's not the only one. He's not the first. T.O., of course. But, you know, that type, when you behave that way, it's easy to believe things like you want out. You know, like you're not happy, even if that's not true.
And then what happened during the off-season training, right? Right. No, it just, so that's the stuff, you know, people aren't just making stuff up out of the blue. I hate the thought of Stefon leaving Buffalo because I think he's got a great quarterback with all his warts, and Stefon's a great receiver, and they could really be something special. They already are. They haven't won a championship, but they got a great connection. But we always talk about it. You don't even know. You go to other places and and you don't know. Like, is that and we always bring
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. Like, you're going there, and then that quarterback got jettisoned out, Chris, And now you're like scrap heap of quarterbacks.
Right.
You don't even know who's throwing you.
You may never play with another great quarterback.
Nope.
I mean, real talk.
That's a real possibility in Vegas.
Yep. So I just, we'll see how this team responds to this. But I don't think Stefon dispelled any notion that he wants out. And we'll see if that becomes a problem. I think, Rob, one of their biggest problems is their lack of mental toughness, their lack of togetherness. They just seem like a team that's emotionally spent. They really do. And it is what it is.